Welcome to the Prepper Almanac. Thank you for joining us today, it is deeply appreciated. In today's video we are going to discuss the top 50 prepper skills that are needed for any prepper situation and how to be self-sufficient. And if I give you value in today's video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. Today will be the ultimate guide to prepping. We'll equip you with essential skills to conquer any challenge, survive with your own two hands. Forget fancy gadgets, this is all about raw survival. Face natural disasters and societal meltdowns. Find shelter, water, and food. Empower yourself with knowledge and skills, and enhance your life-saving resourcefulness and grit. So buckle up and get ready to learn. Let's get started and have a good discussion. And be sure to leave your own thoughts of skills you should have to be ready for any prepper scenario in the comment section below. In a true prepper scenario or a grid-down scenario, a supermarket isn't going to help you much. Prepper gardening is important for survival and can put you on the path to being self-sufficient. Grow your own fruits, vegetables, and herbs. It's like having your own supermarket when done correctly. We'll cover soil, planting and watering, and keeping bugs away. There's nothing like a homegrown tomato. So, let's get our hands dirty and start our own garden. As preppers, we learn to use every last resource. That's where the idea of composting comes in. Transform kitchen scraps into nutrient-rich gold for your garden. Create a thriving ecosystem of microorganisms. Learn different composting methods. This is recycling at its finest. Turn waste into a valuable resource for your garden. Embrace the circle of life and watch your garden flourish. We've secured our food source, now it's time to make it last. In a true prepper scenario, we won't have the luxury of fridges and freezers. Canning and preserving are ancient techniques for a reason. It's because they work. Locking in the freshness of your harvest ensures your hard-earned food is ready when times get tough. This is about more than just survival, it's about self-sufficiency. Imagine, months down the line in a grid-down situation, you're digging into a jar of your own home-canned fruits or vegetables. The taste of that, knowing you've created it with your own two hands, is unmatched. Canning requires precision. You need the right equipment, sterile jars, and a keen eye for detail. But don't let that intimidate you. Remember, we humans, we're adaptable. We've been preserving food for millennia. It's in our DNA. Learn the basics, master the techniques, and build a pantry that'll see you through any situation. The more self-sufficient you are, the stronger you become. The sun, our constant companion, isn't just about warmth. It's a powerful tool for preservation. Dehydrating removes moisture to prevent spoilage and extend shelf life. A handful of dried mango packs the same energy as a whole fruit. That's concentrated energy for your adventures. Build a basic solar dehydrator with simple materials. A cardboard box, some plastic wrap, and you're in business. Harness the sun's power to preserve your food. It's a skill that connects us to our ancestors. Even in harsh environments nature provides. We just have to know how to utilize its gifts. Survival is about adaptation, about working with nature, not against it. We've got some tiny allies, and it's bacteria. These microscopic helpers are key to fermentation, transforming food and extending its shelf life. Turning cabbage into sauerkraut, cucumbers into pickles, even creating kimchi. Fermentation enhances food, adding complex flavors and boosting nutritional value. It's like magic, but it's science. With some know-how and patience, you can create a world of fermented goodness. Embrace the challenge and experiment. You'll be surprised at what you can achieve. Out in the middle of nowhere, knowing how to find food is essential. Hunting and fishing will test your survival instincts. Use every part of the animal, and know your local laws. Regulations protect wildlife and ensure sustainability. Think like your prey. Observe patterns, understand habitats. Patience is key. Be in tune with your surroundings. Respect the animal. Take only what you need. Always have a backup plan. We'll explore techniques in later videos. Respect nature and thrive in the wild. Sometimes a direct approach to hunting isn't possible. That's where trapping and snaring come in. Use your ingenuity to outsmart your prey. Build simple, effective traps using natural materials. The type of trap depends on the game. Small snares for rabbits and squirrels, larger traps for raccoons. Be resourceful. Placement is crucial. Set traps where you've seen animal activity. Check your traps frequently. Don't leave an animal suffering. Trapping is about respect and survival. Mastering these skills takes practice, but, with time, you'll be surprised what you can catch. It's about using your brain and resourcefulness to secure food in the wild. The wilderness is like a giant supermarket packed with edible plants. Foraging taps into that natural bounty. Knowledge is power. A good field guide is essential. Memorize common edible plants. Be certain of what you're picking. Some plants can be deadly. When in doubt, leave it out. Focus on easily identifiable plants. Berries, nuts, and roots are valuable. Look for thriving plants. Wash your foraged food thoroughly. Foraging connects you with nature. The rewards are immense. Surviving off the land is an important piece for preppers. Self-sufficiency isn't just about battling the elements, it's about embracing every opportunity for sustenance. There's nothing like the sweet reward of harvesting your own honey. Beekeeping might seem daunting, but it's incredibly rewarding, a natural source of sugar essential for energy. Plus, beeswax is incredibly versatile. Use it to waterproof clothing, create candles, and make fire starters. Every resource can make a huge difference. Embrace the bees, respect their power, and reap the sweet rewards. As we all know, water is life. Dehydration can take you down in days. Finding clean water is a top priority. We just need to know where to look. Springs on hillsides offer filtered water. Lush vegetation signals water nearby. Wells tap into groundwater. Always assess water clarity. Murky water may harbor bacteria. Rainwater harvesting is powerful. A tarp or leaf can collect rainwater. Finding the source is crucial. Alright, we've located our water source. However, before you go gulping down that water, we need to make sure it's safe for consumption. Even clear water can harbor microscopic nasties. Not a good look, trust me. That's where filtration comes in, turning harmful water into a life-saving elixir. Now we can get pretty ingenious with this. A simple plastic bottle with layers of charcoal, sand, and cloth can work wonders, but we can go even further. Hollow reeds, certain types of bark, even clothing fabric can be used in a pinch. It's about understanding the principles, adapting to the environment, and using what nature provides. Remember, a little ingenuity can make all the difference. We're not just filtering water here, we're filtering out risk, so stay sharp, stay resourceful, and stay hydrated. Let's chat about water purification now. We found our water source, but that's only half the battle. In a grid-down scenario, you can't just assume water is safe to drink. It could be teeming with microbes. We need to purify it. Boiling is the most reliable method. A rolling boil for 1 minute kills most bacteria and viruses. Or use purification tablets or drops. Follow the instructions carefully. And remember, your trusty water filter, essential for removing sediment and larger particles. What about rainwater harvesting? If this intrigues you, I have a specific video on this topic on the channel if you want to go deeper on this topic. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. The bottom line is that you have to use what nature gives you. Rainwater is a valuable resource. Harvesting it is essential. Use a tarp or large leaves, angle it into a container, sterilize any collected water, build a permanent system if possible. Gutters channel water into a drum. Use it for more than drinking. Great for cooking, cleaning, and watering plants. Every bit of self-sufficiency counts and matters long-term. Let's chat about some basic carpentry. Carpentry know-how can mean the difference between a night under the stars and a sturdy shelter. You want a roof over your head when the weather turns nasty. We're talking basics, not fancy furniture. Knowing how to use a saw, hammer, and nails is essential. Start with simple projects like whittling a stick, maybe a basic frame for a shelter or a sturdy walking stick. As your skills improve, tackle more complex builds. Safety first. Protect your eyes and hands, always respect the tools. A sharp axe is a safe axe, keep them clean and sharp. Your skills are your lifeline. We've talked about finding food, water, and shelter, but what about building something more permanent, something resilient? That's where basic masonry comes in handy, just understanding the fundamentals, knowing how to build a simple wall. A good foundation is key. Uneven ground will turn your structure into a crumbling mess. Take your time, make sure each layer is level. You'll be surprised what you can build. Masonry knowledge could be a game changer. Meet the survival essential, the tarp. It's a roof, windbreak, water collector, and signal for help. Adapt to your environment. Look around. Trees make great supports. Rocks anchor corners. Shade in the desert, dry in rain. Practice before the storm. Experiment and master this tool. Picture this. You're stranded with no fancy gear. Don't panic. Nature provides everything you need to build a basic shelter. Look for sturdy branches, leaves, moss, and even mud. Protect yourself from wind, rain, cold, and heat. Use your ingenuity to create a safe haven. There's nothing more satisfying than building your own shelter. How about the skill of fire building? Fire is vital for warmth, cooking, purifying water, and signaling for help. Gather tinder, kindling, and fuel. Tinder ignites easily, kindling catches fire from tinder, and fuel keeps it going. Use matches, lighters, or a ferro rod. Build your fire carefully and practice fire safety. Clear the area and never leave it unattended. Accidents happen and basic first aid is a must for preppers. Knowing first aid can save lives. It's like packing a compass as it's essential when needed. Assess the situation. Is it safe? Check the victim's ABCs. Perform CPR if needed. Take a certified first aid course in order to be ready for any potential situation. Wilderness first aid is crucial as well. You might be miles from help, so quick thinking is essential. Exposure to the elements is a major threat. Hypothermia can set in quickly. Keep the victim warm and dry. Heat exhaustion is also a danger. Stay hydrated and cool. Clean wounds thoroughly to prevent infection. Prevention is better than cure. Pack appropriately and inform someone of your plans. We've talked about surviving in the wild, finding food and water and building shelter. Surviving means being prepared to defend yourself. Sometimes the wild is closer to home than you'd think. Self-defense is about awareness, confidence, and knowing how to react if the unexpected happens. It's about giving yourself those vital extra seconds to escape. Simple techniques can make all the difference, like breaking a hold or delivering a powerful strike. Even a small animal knows how to fight back. Project confidence and avoid looking like an easy target. Walk with purpose, be aware of your surroundings, and trust your gut instinct. If something feels wrong, it probably is. In an uncertain situation, your shelter is your sanctuary. It protects you from the elements and keeps you safe. The same goes for your home. Securing your home is about creating layers of defense. Start with strong locks on doors and windows. Good exterior lighting deters unwanted visitors. Consider a security system. Be vigilant and know your neighbors. Protect your loved ones. Your senses will always be your lifeline. You're constantly scanning for danger, listening for the snap of a twig, the rustle of leaves. Situational awareness is crucial for survival in any environment. Be present, alert, and in tune with your surroundings. Spot potential threats before they become a problem. Think of it like tracking an animal. Ditch the distractions. Observe your environment. Who's around you? What are they doing? What's the general atmosphere like? Trust your gut instinct. If something feels off, trust it. Knowledge is power, but awareness is everything. Sharpen your senses and stay one step ahead. Imagine you are miles from civilization and entirely reliant on our own skills and ingenuity. Even in the most remote corners of the world, remember, the sun is your ally. Harnessing its power can be the difference between a cold meal and a hot one. Solar power isn't just about fancy panels. We can utilize the sun's energy with something as simple as a magnifying glass to start a fire. Focus that beam on your tinder, and with patience you'll have a flame. Solar energy can also heat water for cooking or purifying. Embrace the power of the sun. It's a free, abundant resource. Just remember to protect yourself from the elements. We're exposed here, high on this ridge, and the wind is relentless. But instead of fearing its power, we can learn to respect it, even utilize it. The wind can be a valuable resource in a survival situation. Simple, effective ways to use the wind to our advantage. The wind can dry your damp clothes faster. Create a simple windsock for potential rescue. A brightly colored plastic bag will signal your location. Visibility is key in a survival situation. Turn the odds in your favor. Harness the power of nature and make it your own. Water. It's essential for life, but it's also a powerful force of nature. We need to be aware of its potential dangers, but also its incredible utility. Harnessing the power of water can be a game changer. Even a small stream can generate power. A simple water wheel can power basic tools. With ingenuity, we can turn this force into a valuable ally. Let's go over some natural sources. Beyond solar, wind, and hydro, the wilderness offers hidden energy sources. Biomass, which is burning wood or organic matter, is ancient but effective. A biomass stove can heat and cook. Fire safety is crucial. Geothermal energy taps the Earth's heat. Different environments offer unique resources. Study, adapt, and survive. Energy conservation is key. In a survival situation, every joule of energy is precious. Conserve the power you have. Eliminate unnecessary energy drains. If you're not using it, turn it off. Lights, electronics, anything that draws power needs to be strictly controlled. Every watt saved is a watt you can use later. Get smart about your appliances. Older models tend to be energy hogs. Opt for energy-efficient appliances. They save power in the long run. Insulate your shelter to trap heat. Use natural light whenever possible. Cook over an open fire. The less you rely on technology, the more resilient you'll be. Always know basic electronics repair as well. We live in a world increasingly reliant on electronics, but when the grid goes down, those gadgets can quickly become useless bricks unless you know how to repair them. Learn the basics: voltage, current, resistance. Get a multimeter, a soldering iron, and start tinkering. Disassemble old electronics, practice soldering. The more you experiment, the more comfortable you'll become. You'll be surprised what you can fix with a little know-how. The internet is your friend. Forums, videos, online communities, dive in and start learning. You might become the go-to electronics guru in your community. We rely so heavily on mobile phones these days, but what happens when the network goes down? In a real survival situation, you need to be prepared for anything. That's where amateur radio comes in. It allows you to communicate over long distances, even without traditional infrastructure. It's a lifeline in an emergency, enabling you to reach out for help or connect with others. Knowing how to send and receive a clear message could be the difference between life and death. We're talking about rugged, reliable radios that can withstand tough conditions. Learn the basics of radio operation, including frequencies, call signs, and radio etiquette. It's a bit like learning a new language, but once you've got it, you've got a powerful tool at your disposal. Remember, knowledge is power, and in a survival situation, communication can be the ultimate survival tool. So, get yourself a good ham radio, learn how to use it, and never be caught out there without a way to call for help. Now what is your radio's battery is fading fast? You're deep in the middle of nowhere, and you need to send a distress signal. You need Morse code. It's a simple, robust system of dots and dashes. It can be a lifesaver. Learn the code, and be ready to communicate when it matters most. Getting lost can be terrifying, but with the right skills it becomes a thrilling challenge. Forget GPS devices, we're going back to basics. A map and compass are your lifeline. Orient yourself, understand the land, look for landmarks, study contours, plot a course and navigate confidently, learn the symbols, understand declination, practice triangulation skills. Pacing is crucial when every step counts. There's a real sense of accomplishment. Trust your instincts, become one with the wilderness. Ditch electronics, embrace the challenge. We rely on GPS, but in a prepper scenario, technology can fail. Turn to the oldest navigation tool, and that's the stars. For centuries, adventurers used stars to navigate. Identify constellations like Polaris, the North Star. Polaris points you true north. Locate Polaris to map your route. Practice under the night sky. In an uncertain situation, your clothes will take a beating. Rips, tears, and loose buttons are part of life in the wild. A basic sewing kit is a must-have in your survival pack. Knowing how to sew and mend is crucial. It can mean the difference between staying warm or succumbing to hypothermia. A tear in your backpack could mean losing vital supplies. Don't underestimate the power of a needle and thread. It's a simple skill that can make all the difference. Practice basic stitches like the running stitch and the back stitch. Learning to fix your gear on the fly is essential. Patching things up yourself might just save your skin one day. Leather is incredibly durable and versatile. For centuries, it's been used for everything from clothing and shelter to tools and weapons. Learning the basics of leatherworking can be a game changer. Start with simple projects and build your skills. Imagine crafting a sturdy sheath for your knife, repair a broken strap on your pack, or fashion a makeshift water pouch. Patience and practice are key. Begin by learning how to cut, punch, and stitch leather. A good quality awl and a strong needle are essential. The rewards are well worth the effort. This ancient craft connects us to generations past. Create durable, long-lasting gear from natural materials. Alright, we're in the middle of nowhere and we need to get things done. Knowing your knots is essential for survival. A good knot can be the difference between a good day and a very bad one. First up, the bowline. It forms a strong loop that won't slip. Then there's the square knot for joining ropes. Practice makes perfect. A strong, reliable knot can save your life. Stay tuned, next up is metalworking. Now on to metalworking. It's a skill that's been crucial for centuries, and out here in the wild, it can be the key to survival. Knowing how to sharpen a blade, repair a tool, or fashion a makeshift cooking grate can make all the difference. Remember, safety is paramount. Always wear gloves and eye protection. Start with simple projects like straightening a bent nail. As you become more comfortable, you can move on to more complex tasks. With practice, you'll be surprised at what you can achieve. Now let's move on to another essential skill, and that's woodworking. Wood is essential for survival, providing shelter, tools, and fuel. A good axe, a sharp knife, and some ingenuity are all you need. The forest is your hardware store. Practice basic cuts like cross-cuts and rip cuts. Understand the wood's properties and respect the grain. With practice, you'll create amazing things from timber. Next up, livestock care for long-term survival. In a prepper situation, long-term sustainability is key. Livestock is a lifeline for that sustainability. Meat, milk, and even dung are vital for survival. Start small, maybe goats or sheep in the beginning. Learn their needs and care. It's a partnership for survival. Learn now so you are ready when a disaster happens. In uncertain situations, every bit of nutrition counts. Poultry packs a protein punch. Chickens, ducks, even geese are nature's survival machines. Create a safe space for them to roost and lay. Provide food, water, and protection from predators. Fresh eggs are packed with protein and nutrients. In a pinch, the birds themselves provide calories. Treat your feathered friends right, and they'll do right by you. Knowledge is always power. Understanding animal tracks is like reading the whispers of the wild. It takes time, patience, and a keen eye. Learn common tracks like deer, rabbit, and fox. Look for size, shape, and gait patterns. It's more than identification, it's a survival narrative. Mastering tracking is like having an extra sense. It can mean the difference between thriving and just surviving. Surviving a precarious situation isn't just about battling the elements, it's about battling your mind as well. Stress clouds your judgment and saps your energy. Mastering stress is as vital as mastering fire. Find what centers you, what brings you calm. Deep breaths, counting them out like victories, or find a quiet spot, picturing a peaceful place. Have your own toolkit for when things get rough. Don't let the pressure build until you crack. Acknowledge it, address it, and move forward. A calm mind is a clear mind, keeping you alive. It's not about being fearless, it's about being prepared. We all stumble. We all fall. In a stressful situation when you are moving fast, it's a guarantee. You're gonna face setbacks, disappointments. But resilience gets you back on your feet. Embrace the struggle, it makes you stronger. Resilience is like a muscle. The more you work it, the tougher it gets. Every time you pick yourself up, every time you push through the pain, you're building resilience. You're proving to yourself you're capable. There's no feeling like conquering the impossible. In those moments you discover your true strength. That's the power of resilience. Embrace the challenges, welcome the setbacks. They're there to make you unbreakable. The human spirit is more resilient than you can imagine. You just have to tap into it. Survival isn't solitary, it's about relying on others, the power of community, shared purpose, and mutual support. Like a wolf pack, we need strong bonds. Share knowledge, offer help, and be there for others. Build a resilient society. Together, we thrive. Problem solving and decision making is one of the biggest issues for preppers. Your mind is your most vital tool. Without sharp problem solving, you're up a creek without a paddle. Every challenge, from a busted water filter to a sudden storm, requires calm assessment. Stay calm, my fellow preppers. Break down the problem into manageable chunks. Even small steps get you closer to safety. Use your head as much as your hands. You must have adaptability and flexibility in your plans when things go haywire. The wild, much like life, throws curveballs. Adaptability is key. Embrace the unexpected. Learn, improvise, and prove your resilience. Channel your inner MacGyverism. Remember MacGyver? I loved that show growing up. Duct tape, a paper clip, and gum wrapper. We call it MacGyverism. It's about resourcefulness. An empty can, a cooking pot, shoelaces, a fishing line. Ingenuity is key. The world is full of tools. Train your mind to see potential. Creativity and duct tape go far. I even did a separate video on the different uses of duct tape. I'll leave link to that video in the description below if you want to check it out later. In prepper situations, things don't always go to plan. That's where improvisation comes in. Adapt, think on your feet, and use what you have. One time my raft broke in a freezing river. I used my trousers as a flotation device. It worked. Improvisation is about ingenuity and resourcefulness. Stay calm, assess, and find creative solutions. Turn disaster into a chance to test your limits. Embrace the unexpected. Improvisation can mean survival. We're in the thick of it now, deep in the discussion of self-sufficiency. Resourcefulness is more than just a skill, it's a way of life. Every discarded item is a potential tool, every scrap can be repurposed. That empty tin can? It's a cooking pot or a signal mirror. That old tire? It's fuel for a fire. We need to be inventive, resourceful. Look at the world for what it could be. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Being creative isn't about painting or writing, it's about staying alive. Seeing a problem is a chance to do something clever. Imagine you're lost with minimal supplies, you need a safe place. We use our smarts. We see broken branches as shelter parts. Big leaves as a roof. We make things work, that's creativity. Use your head. Well, there you have it, my fellow preppers. 50 essential skills to help you thrive in a prepper situation, a long-term disaster, a severe economic downturn, or even a complete societal collapse. Knowledge is always power. The more you learn, the more prepared you'll be. Continuous learning and practice are key. Get out there, get your hands dirty, challenge yourself, become confident and capable. Stay prepared, stay safe, stay self-sufficient. As we wrap up today's video, if you have any questions or if there are any topics that you would like discussed in the future, let us know in the comment section below. We love to get video ideas from the community. Let us know what you think of today's video as well. We always appreciate input. And be sure to like today's video and subscribe to the channel in order to be notified of the next prepper video we release. Check out the link in the description of the video for a $25 restaurant voucher as a thank you for subscribing to the channel. Also check out the link in the description for a list of offers of free prepper gear and free prepper items to check out. And thanks for swinging by the Prepper Almanac today.